Former Senate staffer who allegedly was caught filming his sexcapade in the Senate Judiciary Committee hearing room may have also exposed himself to legal peril. Attorney and professor at George Washington University Law, Jonathan Turley, in a blog posted, assessed what possible charge the 24-year-old former legislative aide for retiring Senate Ben Cardin could face over the X-rated conduct. Quote, staffers have access into such rooms, but the question is whether this unofficial use would constitute a trespass. It also uses an official area for personal purposes, though it is not clear if there were any commercial benefits garnered from the video found on various sites. Footage of the incident taking place on a table where senators asked questions in the hearing room was published by the Daily Caller on Friday. Capitol Police have since confirmed that they are aware of the situation. Eden Messi is no longer employed by the United States Senate. We will have no further comment on the personal matter. And that was stated by the Cardin spokeswoman. And age 80 was named a temporary replacement for the late Senate Dianne Feinstein slot on the Senate Judiciary Committee earlier this year, which may have been how the staffer had access to Hart Senate Office Building number 216. But the question may be whether his access was under legal authority for staffers. Also, key to potential charges would be whether the explicit act in the locked Senate room are deemed to be in public. The staffer was initially not identified and unidentified in the article published by the Daily Caller, which claimed the blurred 8 seconds of footage of amateur video originated from a private group for gay men in politics. Quote, the site does not appear to generate revenue, which could have bearing on potential charges discussed above. Using the congressional space for commercial purposes can factor into possible charges. The legal scholar also op-in on whether charges could be brought under 18 USC 641, which involves the improper use of public property. Quote, the Capitol Police could argue that this constitutes parlaying or using government property for personal uses. The key factor is the fact that the videotape was made with the apparent intention to publish or show others sex in congressional offices by both members and staff have long been known to occur on Capitol Hill, yet the public was a public hearing room, albeit closed at the time, and a tape made for what appears for public viewing. The former aide who appeared in a 2020 campaign video with President Biden has expressed regret for his recorded actions. Quote, while some of my actions in the past have shown poor judgment, I love my job and would never disrespect my workplace. Any attempts to characterize my actions otherwise are fabricated, and I will be exploring what legal options are available to me in these matters. This is what I'm talking about. When you deal with these people who are in office or the people that work there, this is what they tend to do, and this is also what they're doing with the taxpayer money. Exactly what you are able to see. They're just playing around. They don't realistically care. They get paid all of this amount of money just to do stuff like this and put this up on websites or to send this directly through Snapchat or what have you. And then you want to turn around and basically state that, I love my job and, this is not really indicative of what it is that I do on an everyday basis. And any attempts to basically characterize my actions are otherwise are basically fabricated. Yo, there's literally video footage of you doing this. You're literally getting your back blown out. Back blown out, clearly. Ridiculous. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we realistically doing here? Like, this is crazy. This is 1,000% crazy. Like, out of all the money that people get paid, this is what people decide to do on the job. And again, you got people doing this for clicks, people to sit up there and get some type of fame, all this other, like, that's crazy. But if you're going to talk about charging him, why not go after the guy that was there performing the actions as well? I'm just saying, why not go after everybody that was there? Or is it possible that the other person that was there is somebody who also works there too, because that's usually how these things tend to work. Because nowhere in the article or the story did they state that this was this dude's boyfriend or what have you. They didn't even realistically even tell you who the person was or if there was realistically another person at all. So, like I said, I find it highly amazing. I'm trying to figure out. I wonder if that person has any other, if they have type of power as well, if they are sitting in a certain position, who it is that they may know, because a lot of instances like this, people tend to get these things swept directly under the rug. And as they told you directly in the article, this happens frequently. This is not just a one off, a little variable here. This is something that happens pretty frequently. And this is also why I gave you guys the picture directly up there, where in one of the tweets, he's asking for Joe Biden to perform an act as well. Like I said, this is crazy. This is 1,000% crazy. But these are the people who also work within the office as well. And these are the types of things that they like to do. And if you have the aides or the helpers doing this, what do you think that the other people that actually hold the seats, what do you think it is that they're doing on an everyday basis? We done already seen some people start to get touchy-feely all in the movie theater. Or I'm sorry, it wasn't a movie theater. I think it was during a musical or whatever it was. And then they got called out by other people. It's crazy. Like I said before, it's 1,000% crazy what these political officials are out here doing. You would have expected something like this just from normal people who work a normal job. Nobody would have cared. But yet you got people that hold a type of position, some type of, a little bit of power, and this is what they decide to do. They want to do the stuff that normal people tend to do. When everybody knows and understands that whatever normal people tend to do, you really can't happen to do that, because there's going to be a type of spotlight. There's going to be a type of attention that's going to directly be on you. So you have to actually act accordingly when you start to reach certain levels. But here we are.